Welcome down to the Malted Man Cave. I'm Keith.
And I'm Dave. And tonight, we're doing a bourbon.
All right, so as Dave said, tonight we're going to be doing a bourbon. So I picked this up when I was down celebrating my anniversary down at Heaven Hill down in Kentucky. Apparently this is, to the best of my knowledge, this is a distillery only offering. It's called Elijah Craig Barrel Select, and it's kind of affectionately known as the Grenade.
The Grenade. I can't understand why.
Definitely kind of has that grenade / barrel look to it.
You ever had a grenade down in the old
I have.
New Orleans?
Were we ever down there together or no?
No, I don't think so.
Because I was down there for the military.
Yeah.
You went down with
Ryan
and
Yeah.
Mako?
No, just Ryan. He was down there for work.
I remember you came back and you could not stop talking about how much you love Cajun food.
Oh, dude, I couldn't get
Cajun
enough.
food Cajun food is delicious. Did you guys go to, what's the place with the vignettes?
Cafe Beignet?
Cafe du Monde.
Oh, Cafe du Monde, yeah.
It's crazy. There's powdered sugar everywhere. It's bizarre.
Delicious.
And delicious.
And delicious.
So without further ado, anything about this? Have you heard of this before? Or is this the first
No,
you heard
man.
of this?
I've never seen this before in my life.
So it's kind of a special thing. If you go to the distillery, you can really, from what like I said before, I'm pretty sure you can only get this. I'm sure, obviously, you can get it on the secondary market.
Mm-hmm.
Someone will get it and then sell it for probably 3 times what it's worth. But we are doing Elijah Craig Barrel Select tonight. The Grenade comes in at 125 proof, 62.5% ABV. Obviously, as every bourbon is, it's not colored. And I'm pretty sure it's non-chill filter, but I am not positive. If I can find the information, I'll put it there. All right. Without further ado,
I'm excited, man. It's been a long week.
some whiskey. You can pour we can pretty much finish it. If you want, you can take the rest of it home with you.
I might.
The very little. I'm so generous. There's a whole half of
You know what?
left.
We might as well just...
All right. Yeah. No, go ahead. You like bourbon more than me. Go ahead.
There's not that much. Okay.
He's like, you have to tell me twice.
You don't have to tell me.
That's good. Pour the rest for you.
Oh, jeez.
Stay. You have to stay for a while.
I'm going to have to stay for a while. That's all right. He's got stuff to show me.
All right, so we're going in. I didn't get any notes. Dave didn't get any notes. This is your first time tasting this?
We just started rewatching Stargate
SG-1. The acting
The
back
pyramids.
then was
The
impeccable.
pyramids are coming.
We randomly came on Amazon Prime. I clicked on it, just like
MacGyver.
a blast from my past, and then the first thing I see is a spaceship with a pyramid inside. We're like, is this for real right now?
Beautiful.
Emotep.
Emotep.
All right, on the nose, what do you get, buddy? Definitely has that Elijah Craig, Heaven Hill signature smells. To me, it smells like
breakfast to me. It smells like it's maple and vanilla and some pancakes and honey and maybe some sausages. Some maple sausage.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It smells like a delicious
vanilla cheesecake like I get with almost every Elijah Craig bourbon.
Yeah, maybe even some banana foster cheesecake.
Bananas foster cheesecake.
Bananas foster
Absolutely.
cheesecake.
Some flambéed, caramelized.
Yeah.
What's going on? And we're back!
After the ghost just visited us.
So, man, this is better than I remember. Because when I first had this, I remember thinking this is like a younger, not quite as good version of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, 12 years old. That's what I remember thinking.
Yeah.
But this is better than I remembered it. I mean, it was good. I'm definitely glad I bought it. Anytime I'd be at Heaven Hill, I would pick one of these up if I could. But I remember just thinking it's just not quite as good as Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. But this is pretty dang good. This is better than I remember.
Man, it's got just a... What is that? So it's got...
Cinnamon Red Hot. Little dusty corn. fennel. Maybe a little.
Reminds me of red velvet cake, if you've ever had red velvet cake with the cream cheese icing.
Yep, that creaminess and the red velvet.
Yep.
The slightest bit of floral. Like it's barely there. Like the not fruity, the sweet caramely goodness, caramel corn.
Yeah.
That is, the main show, but there's just a slight hint of floral in the background. Just a good toasted oak, just delicious. Caramel corn, dusty corn, corn syrup, toasted oak. Is there any molasses? I think there's some molasses in there.
Definitely. That's part of what I'm getting on the old maple maple and brown sugar and some molasses.
What about on the palate?
I haven't dared.
I have. It's a little astringent, but so good and full of flavor.
Is that because it's color added?
No, I think it's just because it's a little younger. I think it's a little spirited.
You said it's non-colored, or you didn't know?
All bourbons, they don't add.
They don't have to.
They don't do you because it's.
So you said you didn't know if it was chill filtered. And chill filtered.
My guess would be at 62.5% or whatever it is. I doubt they chill filtered it.
Yeah.
But you never know. Some places do strange
get weird.
things. But delicious, jam-packed full of flavor. It is a little hot, a little spirity.
Yeah, why do you think that is?
I just think it's not quite as old as, I don't think it's 12 years. It's probably like 8 or 9, would be my guess. 7, 8, 9. Amazing bourbon. I'd have this on the bar all day, every day.
Especially how fun it is with the little...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just cool, a little keepsake, a little grenade.
Yeah, a little grenade.
I mean, this is better than I remembered it, actually. I think I'm going to give this a higher score than I was originally intending, which was going to be a good score as it is, but this is even better than I remembered. Cinnamon Red Hots, caramel, bananas Foster's cheesecake.
Yeah, I was going to say, so a lot of the nose follows with it, but it's got that astringent kind of little bit, it's almost like the Red Hot, but my kids had these sour, like Red Hot kind of things. It's almost got like a soury feeling to it that it gives your mouth.
At the end, it does kind of like after you have a sour candy, that little tart or kind of...
Whatever that is that's left on your...
I agree. I don't even know how to describe that, but I agree. Because I just had some Sour Patch Kids not that long ago.
Delicious things.
About 2 hours ago. And they were delicious.
Always.
We have way too much candy in the house left over from Christmas. Merry Christmas, by the way.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays. New Year's coming
Boxing Day.
Boxing
Is
Day.
that over?
What's Boxing Day?
Boxing Day is when Canadians take their things and they put them into boxes.
And it's around Christmas time?
I'm just kidding. I have no idea what Boxing Day is.
Is that a real holiday, though?
Is that when everybody moves?
Is that a real holiday, Boxing Day?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's real day. And I'm ashamed to say I don't know.
We will put it right there.
Americans don't care about anyone's culture.
It's all right.
I don't know.
It's all right. We get mostly Americans watching the bourbon reviews. Not a whole lot of refined Scotsmen watching our bourbon review.
No Canadians this far. Well, maybe some Canadians.
Canadians will be watching bourbon reviews.
Got some good bourbon.
They got great bourbon up there.
Yeah.
Really good ryes. A lot 40 cast strength rye. Oh my goodness, is amazing.
I just got me a book on whiskey, Scotch whiskey primarily, but towards the back.
Look at you connoisseur.
It's got everything.
The student has become the teacher.
It's got everything in it. It tells a little story about all the distilleries and a little history of each one. It is amazing how many distilleries there are.
So many.
I was like, oh, okay.
So many.
And they separated them into single malt distilleries, and then they did blend. And I was like,
It's a lot.
You could just
It's
go.
a lot to know.
You could spend so much. You could spend a year going.
Yeah.
There's probably over 365. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. How about you?
Dusty corn.
Dusty corn. Yeah, like a barn.
Mm-hmm. A little. Again, molasses, brown sugar, vanilla cheesecake, spiritiness. It is a little hot. It is a little.
I don't
very
mind it.
vibrant. Very vibrant. Cinnamon Red Hots again.
Yeah.
Came back at me.
Cake.
I'm getting a little of that. I can't get that out of my head. That what is the red velvet cake?
Yeah,
That
red.
fluff. Like if you just went up to the red velvet cake and you smelled that red material, whatever that's made out of.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
It's there a little bit. Delicious stuff. All right, what about the palate?
Mm.
Or not the palate. Finish.
The finish. So the finish. So it's got that feeling that I can't quite describe other than saying eat some Sour Patch Kids and wait for your tongue, like that taste and the finish of it. It's got it's almost a soury, sweet, chalky feel to it. That fades a little bit. The sweetness stays on it.
I think it's a long finish.
I agree.
But it starts out super sweet and delicious, but it kind of ends on that soury note / bitter note a little bit.
I'm with you on that.
A little bitter at the end with that sour leftover taste.
Yeah.
It's still delicious.
Yeah, and for me too, I was gonna say maybe a little bit of. I'm not a big fan of strong black licorice, but this has a little bit of a licorice.
Black licorice, yeah.
A little bit of black licorice to it, which is with a little, and that could be also the stringent.
Dude, you are spot on these notes tonight, man.
It's because it's right up my alley, man. It's bourbon
You are
night.
the bourbon man.
It's bourbon night.
Bourbon night down in the man cave. Yeah, it's a long. Like initially, you get that vanilla cheesecake, caramel corn, dusty corn, black licorice, toasted oak, maybe a little, and then that cinnamon red hot. But then it goes into this soury red velvet cake, which is pleasant again. But then into like more of a toasted oak, and then kind of bitter. Black licorice is good, but then it kind of tails into something else at the end. So I think it's a delicious whiskey. The only real thing is it's a little spirity on the palate, and the finish kind of ends a little bit on a bitter note. Starts out really pleasant and ends a little on the bitter note. But overall,
which are explainable for the age of it.
Yeah, for only I think it's anywhere from $25 to $40. I can't remember.
And it's such a fun little.
I think it's 25, 30.
Such a fun little experience too.
I would recommend getting this all day, every day if you're at the distillery.
I was just talking to this with my father-in-law. He has, what is it? Which whiskey came in a pheasant-shaped container.
Pheasant?
Looks like a pheasant. You take the pheasant's head off, and you pour the whiskey.
What?
Why did I forget it?
It's a bourbon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna have
it doesn't have anything. It's a pheasant.
It's shaped like a pheasant. The bottle
so not anything like wild turkey.
Yes, that's what it is. It's wild turkey. It's
turkey.
It's a turkey.
Pheasant. You got me all thrown off with the pheasant talk.
Wild pheasant.
Wild pheasant.
Yeah.
Do you remember the master distiller, the old guy? Remember he looks exactly like my grandpa?
Yes, Barton.
And he is well endowed. We'll leave it at that. For those of you real bourbon lovers that are on Whiskey Tube, you know about the Pringles can. I'll just leave it at there. And look, there, Pringles can, and I'll leave it at that. On that note, Malted Man Cave Mark, Dave, what are you gonna give it?
I'm gonna give it 89 Pringle cans.
Sour cream Pringles. Sour cream.
Oh, dude, I'm that honey mustard all day. Honey mustard all day.
Original or sour cream and onion for me.
Mm-hmm. Maybe some cheese.
Once you pop,
maybe some cheddar cheese.
What was their like catchphrase? Once you pop, you can't stop. Is that Pringles?
I think that's when you pop the lid. Right. Pop, you can't stop.
All right, Malted Man Cave Mark out of 100.
89.
89 out of 100?
Yeah.
I'm pretty close. All right, so the snob in me wants to say like 86.
Give it a realistic score.
But I'm going to say I really enjoyed this tonight. This is probably an 87 out of 100. This is a buy.
Cheers to that.
It's just a younger, just not quite as good version of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. So, worth it all day, every day. Malted Man Cave question of the night. We are both Buckeye fans living in Ohio, and it is Wednesday.
It's that time of the year again.
30th? What's today?
Today's
December 30th.
Tomorrow's 31st, New Year's Eve.
All right. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. And then the following day, obviously, is New Year's Day. And the college football playoff starts. Ohio State plays Clemson for the rematch. And then Alabama plays Notre Dame. So, who do you think is going to win those games?
So, Sugar Bowl and the Rose Bowl. So, the Sugar Bowl is Clemson, Ohio State. Sugar Bowl, man, Clemson... We have a bone to pick with Clemson, and I hope we settle the bone.
The sad thing is, I think we were definitely the better team last year.
Yes.
This year, I think it's closer.
Yes.
I'm not so sure we're the better team this year.
I'm gonna say for me.
It's like an even draw.
It's an even draw. I think.
Thank goodness the SEC is not officiating this year.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
So, you know what? If Ohio State wins...
Southern boys to stick together.
If Ohio State wins, I'm going to be happy. If they lose, I'm going to be happy because they had a great year.
If they lose, I'm going to crawl up in the fetal position and call off work for a week.
Maybe, possibly.
Maybe cry a little bit.
I hate Clemson.
I hate them.
I hate you.
The sad thing is, if it was... Like, I would like Dabo if it wasn't for being Ohio State. Like, you know what I mean?
Dude,
but he really rubs me the wrong way.
He beats us so good.
He really rubs me. But, like, I know, like, if I met him in life, I bet you I'd like him.
He's a sweet guy.
I think we have similar values in life.
But man,
he really rubs me the wrong way.
He knows how to beat those Buckeyes. Yeah. So... I'm gonna pick Ohio State. I'm gonna pick Ohio State, but I really think it's gonna be a 50-50.
Yeah,
I hope it's a good
flip.
game.
I'm gonna go Buckeyes because I got to, but it's a coin flip.
So
we need to.
My jerk reaction was I'm gonna pick Notre Dame because there's no chance
Has history not taught us anything?
I know.
What happened the last time they played them in the 90s?
I just hope that their fan base can come back from this. I hope that Notre Dame
watch
fans...
them, like, crush. Could you imagine if they, like, crushed Alabama?
That'd be great for Notre Dame. I would love to have Notre Dame back.
I would love that.
Wouldn't you love to have Notre Dame back?
Not better than us, but I'd like to have them back.
Or, like, equal. Equal? Like where you're a little bit afraid?
But not quite.
Like where it's a big game.
Like where I want Michigan. I want them to be good, but
big game.
But just not quite as good as us. Just like right there.
And so, man, I would love for them to win, but...
Did you like Rudy growing up?
Oh, of course.
Rudy was great, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a stomping. Alabama's going to put a hurt on them.
All right. So we both are, even though we think it's a coin flip, we're going to hope it's Ohio State.
Yeah.
So let's say Ohio State plays Alabama. Who's going to win it?
Okay. So I think Alabama plays a great game, but ultimately Alabama's going to take home the national championship and have 20 wins, 20 national championship by the time Saban gets done there.
We got their number.
Man,
Remember what happened the last time we played them in the playoffs?
So I'm using a little bit of
50 yards to the heart of the South.
What's it called?
60 yards in a cloud of dust to the heart of Dixie.
Reverse.
We're gonna. All the bourbon people that are watching this are all from the South, right? And they're all unsubscribed.
What's it called when you reverse when you say like the opposite of what you want?
Reverse psychology.
Yeah. Okay.
It really hits you.
I'm going to play a little reverse psychology. On paper, Alabama's better than Ohio State's.
I really had... Who have they played this year?
Yeah, but you could say the same thing to
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I just know because we...
It just looks...
because I follow... I know every recruit that Ohio State has. So I know the talent. I know there's a bunch of 5-stars that we have.
I think
so is Alabama, but...
I think on any day in football... any team can rise to the occasion,
especially in college football,
and play
with momentum.
and play with more urgency than the better team, and come out on top. It happens all the time. So I'm hoping Ohio State brings it home. The part in me that doesn't want to be hurt thinks, oh, there's no way Alabama's too good.
I'm more afraid of Clemson than I am of Alabama.
There you go.
You heard it here first.
Heard it here first.
But I think we're going to be...
So if we get past Clemson, we get past it.
The sad thing is, our defense isn't quite as good as it was last year. I think our offense, now that we have Trey Sermon rolling, I think our offense is going to be better than last year, but our defense is not as good as last year.
No.
And so, give and take. Anyways,
we
better realize this is going to be a 30-minute review. So please like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and remember...
Hey, all 10 of you, thank you for watching.
Remember?
Bourbon's best.
I'll give it to him.
For tonight's bourbon.